Come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today. Make me wonder who you might have been playing with. Makes me wonder who you think.
Good morning, friends. Welcome to day 15 of our 30 days of intentional wellness. We have officially hit the halfway mark. Can't believe it. I mean, I can because I set out to do such a thing and I can do anything that I put in my mind to. But to see it come full circle and really live it out, I am blessed and I am appreciating the moments. I've been up. It's a Sunday, so I have plenty of time to move around in my day I would like, but I still would like some structure to it to get the week started. All right, so I am up baking. I said I wanted to get into my baking bag. Again, I will post the recipe of what I'm baking on TikTok. I might do a short here, so check the feed if you're interested to see. I got to use my little KitchenAid for the first time. Well, it's off brand, but I got to use my KitchenAid for the first time. I'm thoroughly impressed. I've been needing this all my life. So what better way to use it than actually getting to bake something from scratch? So I do need to cook my meal prep for today, so I have no excuses. It will be done. The Super Bowl is happening today, so yes, I'm gonna go to the gym a little later, and hopefully people won't be in my way because they'll be ready for the game. And then of course we are going to do our journal prompt and all the things. So let's go ahead and get this day started. All right, y'all, we're back at the gym, but it is the weekend, so we're going to switch things up a little bit, let my body get a little bit of rest, as I'm not really taking any rest days during this wellness challenge. So I'm going to take the time to do movements and work on things that I don't usually get to work on during the week. So I do 45 minutes of the Stairmaster and 15 minutes I walk on 3 or 4. After that, I go level 5, level 4, level 6, level 3, level 7, level 2, and then level 8. And then on the higher levels, you do 4 minutes. On the lower levels, you do 3 minutes. And you do that on and off, on and off, on and off until you get to your end point. If you're interested in doing it or trying it, I'm making sure that I'm getting those back muscles. I really want to have a nice strong back, so I'm trying to find things that target different areas in my back that I'm usually not getting to hit during the week. And I could definitely feel the pull all throughout my back. And as well, I'm hitting other areas of core. I am not trying to get on the ground in any way, shape, or form, so wherever there's a will, there is a way, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm hitting core in some type of capacity. And I'm telling y'all right now, I love this little thing that I done stole from Miss Izzy. Now me matching my cup. Oops, didn't even realize that. But yeah, I love these things real bad. Be having my behinds on fire. And again, if I'm sweating, if I feel like muscles is on fire and working, I feel like I am doing what I am supposed to be doing. And then we're going to finish off a little hour and a half workout with some box jumps. Okay. Make sure you be careful, because when I first started doing these a long time ago, I have busted my behind several times, and it is a little embarrassing. It do hurt a little bit, so make sure you're being careful, please. All right, y'all, picking back where we left off at with the Michelle Obama book. We were talking about our differences, what made us stand out, the impact of them. Did we care for people to recognize us in such a way? So we're moving to the next page after that. Self-consciousness can take away your footing and erase what you know to be true about yourself. It can leave you clumsy and unsure, disoriented about who and where you are. It's as if the world has held up a mirror at an unflattering angle, showing you your unrecognizability to others, all the ways in which you don't belong. So the next question is, are there any situations in which your differences might actually be assets? whether you have used them that way or not. For an example, as a teenager, my height would have been an advantage on a basketball team, or for reaching things on high level shelves for my shorter friends, or in an apple picking contest. Go back to the list of differences from a few pages ago. Are there ways you can think of to pitch your differences as positives to start practicing how to reframe these traits in a new light? So I'm going to talk about one of the differences that I listed and one of them that I did not list in the other video. So I first talk about the one that I didn't care for, being someone's shadow in my family, being known more for who I was related to versus who I actually am, and being judged and perceived. If her grandma is bougie, then she's probably bougie too, or she's really good at basketball, or she should be because her mom was really good, or she has this strict household because this, that, and the third, whatever the case may be. Where did I see in my life that it was an asset? There were good and bad moments to it. I will not lie and say that there weren't any good moments into it. Being in the family that I grew up in, and my family, I don't think there's too many people in my family that aren't actually social. I think I'm one of the only ones that's just really introverted. Me, and I think like one or two other of my cousins, everybody is very much social butterflies. They like to talk, they like to be around people, they like to network, and this, that, and the third. So I got to get into a lot of after school programs. I got to get into a lot of things that involved the community because of my family knowing people and having pool. Like there was a lady at my church who was the director of this pageant, and my mama wanted me to get into pageantry, break me out of my shell and stop being so shy. So I was able to get in the doors more quickly versus having to do auditions and things of that nature. I was just put on by the strength of, I know your parents, we go to church together, my family knows your family, that kind of thing. There have been moments where maybe I have missed the bus or things of that nature, and people from my church or people that knew my family, oh, we're going that way, we can give you a ride. Or if it's too cold outside, or if it's dark, they'll let me sit in their car with them till my ride shows up, things of that nature. Or getting bullied, there were certain people that knew my family and things that if they saw things, they wouldn't let certain people talk about me or do things to me. So I would say having a family that was super into doing work in the community and making friends and having a voice, or whatever the case may be, it got me protection. It got me invited into spaces that probably if I was on my own, it would have took a lot more time to do. It got me free things. It got me love and support from other individuals that aren't in my immediate family. So I could see that being an asset. But again, just that stereotype of I have to live up to my family's expectations, or what people believe my family expectations should be, which I don't feel like my family had a bad reputation to begin with. So that's not bothersome to live up to the standard. More so, dang, I can't cut my own path. And not to say I don't want to be in a good standard or a good standing. But my idea of good versus their idea of good could be two different things, you know? So another one, the one that I did not list the other day, would be I think I stand out to others when it comes to my level of sensitivity. A lot of people that are not close to me don't really get to see that side of me, versus when I allow you into my personal spaces, my inner circle, you see how sensitive I can be. And sometimes that scares people off, that's unattractive to people, how sensitive or in tune you are with yourself or your feelings. But I personally enjoy being sensitive. Like, yes, there are moments that I don't care for it. I feel like my feelings get hurt 10 times more. I feel like people take advantage of me. I feel like sometimes I'm crying too much, or whatever the case may be. Not to say I'm just walking around sad and just being explosive with my emotions and my feelings all the time. Most of the times when I'm having super sensitive moments, it's very much internal. I'm very into internal regulation. Like, sometimes I do feel like you shouldn't be able to know what's going on with me based off my tone. You shouldn't be able to know what's going on with me because I'm acting erratic. You shouldn't be able to know what's going on with me because it's in my face, or whatever the case may be. Like, there are times where, again, I have social anxiety. So going to new places for the first time or being around new people, like, in my head, I am freaking out. I am screaming. It might show in my body language a little bit, like I'm a little more tense and reserved into myself. But for the most part, you just think to yourself, this girl is stuck up. She got an attitude. Versus, like, I'm literally screaming, Jesus, help me. Someone help me. I'm scared. That's like the thing that's going on in my head, like the little Disney movie. Anxiety, stop. And she don't be wanting to stop. So it takes me a minute to calm her down, to cool her down. But again, you don't know unless I tell you, hey, can I tell you something right now? Like, this is a lot for me. I am overwhelmed. This is da da da. Unless I am verbally speaking out about my feelings, you don't know. So, or if you are close to me, if you know the signs, you've been around me long enough, or again, I feel comfortable enough to tell you, this is what's happening with me right now, just so you know. And sometimes I tell people, especially like with partners, if I am going out with them in a big crowd, or they're taking me to meet a whole bunch of their family and friends, or whatever the case may be, I'm very vocal about, just so you know, this me that you have been getting, you're not going to see tonight. Like, and it's no offense to your family, and it's no offense to your friends, but I am more reserved into myself when I am meeting new people. So I don't want you to get offended by that. I don't want your family, your friends to get offended by that, because that very much is the case sometimes. I'm very cordial with people. Like, I know how to be respectful towards others, as long as you're being respectful towards me. So I go into spaces, I say the hellos and the greetings and whatever the case may be, but I speak when spoken to. I'm not going out of my way to cause attention, to make a lot of noise. Like, I'm there to observe how you are with people and how you act, and vice versa, how they are with you and how they act. I don't need to be the topic of conversation or be that deep into the conversation. Like, I'm here to observe. And there have been times where my partner's friends or family will be like, I don't think she likes me, but she was nice though. Like, baby, I wasn't around you long enough to know if I don't like you. I don't know anything about you for real to know if I don't like you. Like, I'm just being myself right now, and myself in the beginning is very reserved into myself. So I hate that people allude quietness to, like, you have an attitude or something's wrong with you, when that's not the case sometimes. So roping it back to me being sensitive, I'm not doing these grand things, these outbursts, or whatever the case may be. Again, if it's like that, there's something real that's going on. I've been dealing with somebody abusing me for months, and I'm tired of just being manipulated and mistreated, and whatever the case may be. Now it's time for me to put my big girl panties on and speak up for myself. And not gonna lie, crying can happen. If I'm telling you my feelings, crying could possibly happen. If I'm mad, crying could possibly happen. But again, you would have to be really close to me, be in that space with me for me to be comfortable to do something like that. But I'm not in an uncontrollable, wild out kind of space. Not to say I haven't crashed out before, though. I'm not saying that. I have crashed out in my lifetime. And to be honest, the crash outs that I've done, they could have been worse. So if you feel like I crashed out on you, just know, count your lucky stars. It could have been worse, baby. But when it comes to my sensitivity, where do I see that as an advantage? I'm okay with having feelings. I'm okay with being a human and not being a robot. I think that's a very powerful thing, to be in touch with your inner self, know how to speak up for yourself, know what you want, what you don't want, knowing how you need and want to be handled, and making sure that people are following suit with that or getting out the way if they are not following suit with that. I don't want to be a person that's super nonchalant. I don't want to be a person that does not care, that's not affected by anything. I don't want to walk around not feeling things, being numb. Like, I'm very content with feeling all aspects of life, both good and bad. So I'm very okay with my sensitivity, whether people judge that or not. Oh, she's a crybaby, she's dramatic, or whatever the case may be. If you feel that way, you feel that way. But it seems like you're not in touch with yourself, you're not in touch with your feelings. You have some healing to do, you have some growing to do, to where you feel like you have to walk around so unbothered by real things that are happening to you. So that is mine for tonight, and we are going to continue with this session for the things that you wrote down about yourself, on things you stood out for. If they were a negative or seen as a negative, how could you possibly flip it to a positive? I'm going to leave you with that thought. Again, today is day 15. We have made it to 2 weeks in. We are moving into the third week. We are on the third week, and we have one more week to go after this. Time is flying by. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep moving. And I appreciate you for the support on the journey, and the love and the kind words. And I will see you tomorrow. Have a great rest of your night.